Hello everyone. As promised, I wanted to come to you to do the fire sign series. So the first sign that I'm going to start with is the Sagittarius. Now, fire signs are extremely fun to do because they're just exciting. I posted something on Instagram showing someone skating and just doing the most. And I said, this has got to be a fire sign. And all the fire signs just reacted in applause because that's them. Just doing the most, just doing that. So I'll start with Sagittarius. And the reason why I took a pause, I just want to say this. I want to pay respect to George Floyd and the George Floyd family. And so I took a time out, a little break, because I didn't want to impede on people protesting, people coming together for and uniting for a cause. So I just took a pause, a little break from the videos, but I'm back. So Sagittarius. Sagittarius are a mutable sign, and their rule, it's a fire sign. It's the mutable fire sign. Can't talk here. It's the mutable fire sign, and it's ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter is the planet of luck, of optimism, of expansion. So anytime Jupiter touches anything in one of your 12 houses, it expands that or amplifies that energy. I do have on a shirt, y'all. It just looks like I do have on a shirt. Okay. So it just amplifies that energy. So now everything that I'm going to talk about in this video is not going to resonate with all Sagittarius, because we already know that we all have different placements in our chart. We're comprised of all 12 signs. So every sign controls one of the, for lack of better words, controls one of the houses. And so if you have Sagittarius in your first house, that means it's your rising sign, then this video is probably going to resonate with you. If you have Sagittarius in your 9th house, which is its natural position, then this video is going to resonate with you. Or if you have your sun sign or your Mars in the house where you have Sagittarius, then this video is probably going to resonate with you. Now, you guys know that song, There's Some Hoes in This House, There's Some Hoes in This House. That is the song that I think of when I think of Sagittarius. Sagittarius are some optimistic, delusional hoes that would rather go to a free clinic every month than to just keep it in the pants. That's just how Sagittarius get down. And they not just some regular hoes. They not like Aries. Aries is hoes too, but they not like Aries, because Aries just want to have sex. Aries is just going to come right out and be like, what's up? You know, you coming through or not? You with this or you're not? They don't play the games. They don't do all of that. They let you know right away that this is what I want. But Sagittarius, they some clever hoes. They the kind of hoes that try to woo you. They try to get you to, they play little mind games. They're the type of clever hoes that will, you know, send a, I feel like I'm too far. I feel like I'm too far from the camera, but now all you got is space. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can adjust this a little bit better. I don't know. Maybe not. So with that, yeah, they're not going to, they're going to try to woo you. And so they'll come and they'll sneak into your inbox and they might say something like, they might put the eye emojis like I see you, or they might put little hearts, but it's going to be real cryptic at first. They're going to see, they're going to warm you up. They're going to see how you react to that. Then they're going to say, hey, you know what? I was noticing you on social media, and I just think that you are so beautiful. right? Or I was watching your videos and you are so intelligent. Or your posts are so captivating. And when you speak, it's like a symphony of angels singing. And let me think of something else. No other woman or no other man can captivate me like you do. You are just that one. And see, here's the thing. When they start speaking like that, it's almost like they're very smart. Sagittarius are very smart. They're very smart sign. And so they speak very well and they're very charismatic. Not as charismatic as a Libra, but I'll get to them. But they are very charismatic. And so when they speak, they get you. And then the next time will pass. They won't even acknowledge you. They'll let time pass. Then they'll come back into that inbox and they'll send you another cryptic message. This time, it's not just emojis. This time it's going to say something like wonderful, marvelous, lovely. They might even quote some song lyrics, something like that. And you just thinking, oh my gosh. And then your heart starts melting. And then you know what? They got you. They got you. And then the next thing you know, you end up in their bed and you don't even know how you got there. But then after you end up in their bed, you call them. And guess what? They don't answer. You call them again. You say, hey, did I just get, you thinking, did I just become part of a one-night stand? So you call them again. They still don't answer. You call, you text, no answer. Then all of a sudden, they do answer. And they answer you like this, hey, I didn't mean to. But you know what? The Sagittarius don't even remember your name. They don't remember who you are because they play this game of hold'em so much. They don't really remember you, so they send this message, hey, I didn't mean to ignore your call, your text. I'm just dealing with a lot right now. My sister is in the hospital and I just needed some time to deal with that. They ain't even got no dang sister. They just made that up. So that's how Sagittarius get down. And some of y'all probably laughing right now because you know you played that game. And cross watchers, people who are watching because you dealing with a Sagittarius, you probably be like, dang, I just was a victim to that. How did I fall victim to that? They got you. That's how Sagittarius get down. And they're not the marrying type. So they are adventurers. The centaur, the sign, that little arrow, they're adventurers. So they like to travel, they like to go, they like to be on the move. They do not like to be caged in. They do not like to be tied down. So it takes them a very long time. They will remain single for a long time. They don't get married right away because that stops their, that puts a halt on their adventure. About a halt on their seeking wisdom and knowledge and their spirituality. All of that is tied together with a Sagittarius. And so when they marry early, it kind of halts that unless they find someone who is willing to do the adventuring with them or who doesn't mind them just going off and doing their own thing and they're not trying to tie them down. They will marry somebody like that, or the person that doesn't bore them to death, because they get bored easily. Yeah, they're ruled by the 9th house. Like I said, they're very intelligent. The 9th house is the house of wisdom, of belief, philosophy, of higher learning. So all of those things are in the 9th house, ruled by Sagittarius. Now, when you talk to a Sagittarius, make sure you talk in small chunks. My Sagittarius probably done checked out right now. They don't like a lot of just keep going because they want to go. They just want to be on the move. And if you're going to keep and giving elaborate stories and taking so long to explain stuff, they done checked out. They're not with you. They might look like they're with you, but they're not with you. They checked out. They're thinking about the next trip they getting ready to go on, or something you said triggered something else in their mind, and in their mind they done went on a mental trip. They're not with you. They're not with you. So keep your conversations to small chunks with them. Or If they are with you, it's because you're very clever. You're very smart. So say, for instance, they're talking to a Sagittarius. Sagittarius. They're talking to an Aquarius, because Aquarius are very clever. The Aquarius are very smart. So they're talking to them, and the Aquarius then said something that made the Sagittarius like, A Sagittarius will take the information, not on purpose. I don't think it's knowingly, but they will take somebody else's information, if it's clever enough, if it's smart enough, and take it as their own, and encapsulate it and repeat it and regurgitate it as if it came from them. But it didn't. They will steal your words. They do. But I don't think it's on purpose. It's just what they do. What else about Sagittarius? They like to have fun. They are some fun people. Oh, I'm going to go back to the story. So I had this one friend. We went out to this one restaurant that I'm not going to name the name because I ain't getting paid to sponsor nobody, okay? So we went to this one restaurant, and he was like, yeah, this is my cousin, such and such, and he knows what I do and what I'm into. So he was like, and that's my cousin, that's the Taurus. That's my cousin, he's the Sagittarius. I said, oh, okay, I can tell the Sagittarius because he ain't have listening to nobody. I said, he over there planning his next trip in his mind. He ain't listening to nobody. No sooner than I said that, he comes over and talks to this one young lady. He was like, hey, did you say he was from Memphis? She said, yeah, in that little Memphis. Yeah, I'm from Memphis. And so he was like, you know what? Yeah, I was thinking about coming to Memphis. They still doing that Memphis in May. I was thinking about coming. I said, told you. That man wasn't listening to nobody over in this section. No conversation. He was thinking about where he getting ready to go on his next trip. That's how a Sagittarius is. That's what I mean. You got to keep your conversation in short, small chunks, because they'll go on a mental travel on you, and they won't hear nothing that you said, period. I don't know why it looks like, I do have hair, y'all, but it looks like, because it's my light. Ignore that. I don't know. Anyway, I'm so sidetracked. So yeah, they will go on a mental trip on you, but they like to have fun. They are so fun to hang with, because like if you go out of town with them, they're always gonna have fun. They're always gonna find the fun spot to go, the fun thing to do. They are willing to adventure, to go off. You could be hungry and say, hey, we're going to get something to eat. The Sagittarius would be like, hey, guess what? I found this one spot. And you'd be like, oh, let's try it. They'd be like, come on, let's go. They just like to have fun. They are so fun. But don't let nothing go wrong on the trip. I'm telling you, and it be their fault. It's never going to be their fault. They never take accountability for stuff that they do. That's what irritates. They're never wrong. Nothing's ever their fault. You know, they have this inflated sense of confidence. They always think that they can do stuff. They're that person that you work with, and you working in a group and a team. They be like, I got this. I got this. I got it. I speak. Yeah, I speak for the group. And then so you be like, oh, okay, you got it. All right. They speak for the group, and it's less than, they speak for the group, and it just be like, that's what you had to say? That's what you came up with? You were so confident that you had it, and it just doesn't sound right. And then you just like, I could have did that. But they have this inflated sense of confidence, and you just can't tell them that. It's just, yeah. And another thing with that inflated sense of confidence, they don't really recognize the things that they do. They could be selfish, right? And they could be like, yeah, I don't deal with such and such because they're so selfish. And you thinking, really? You selfish? How you gonna say that about somebody? They have just, they're delusional. When I started off this, I said some delusional, optimistic people. I said hoes, but yeah, they just delusional. Like they don't see themselves or something. That part, I just feel like, you don't really see yourself, do you? But they like to have fun. They like to travel, and they're very blunt. They're very honest. You can count on them to be blunt and honest. And what was I gonna say? they don't really show their emotions. They don't like to show their emotions. Now, they will talk about their emotions that they should be showing, but they won't show their emotions. They don't like to. They think that it makes them seem weak or something like that. I don't know. But they don't really show their emotions. So they might say, yeah, when she was telling me that, my chest felt so heavy. It got so heavy, like a weight was on my chest. And I just was like, oh my gosh. They're talking about it, and you're thinking that feeling that you felt in your chest, that was the feeling of you were about to cry. You were about to cry. Just cry. Just cry. You know, yeah, they talk about the emotion, but they don't really show the emotion. Yeah, if that makes sense. And all fire signs have a way of dressing. They really are some really nicely dressed people, in my opinion. But Sagittarius, you have two types. You have that type that's just sloppy. They don't care what they put together, what they put on. They just sloppy. They dress sloppy. They're not very well put together. So you might have like Brad Pitt, he's a Sagittarius. He's kind of sloppy. Ben Stiller, just kind of sloppy. Yeah, not really well put together. But then you have other ones that are very stylish and trendy. So they don't wear like classic styles. They wear like very trendy style. I have to fix this because this looks like on here when I got here. So they have like very trendy styles. So they're kind of stylish. Like Nicki Minaj is a Sagittarius. Jay-Z is a Sagittarius. Scarlett Johansson is a Sagittarius. Trying to think. Tina Turner is a Sagittarius. I wanted to say Shaka Khan, but I'm not sure. I know Shaka Khan is a fire sign, but I don't know if she's an Aries or Sagittarius. I have to check that. I'm not sure. But they can be very stylish, some of them. But then the other type, they're just so sloppy and just you be like, that's what you could do. That's yeah. So yeah, I think that's it about Sagittarius. But you got to watch them now. Some people like, well, my Sagittarius ain't no hoe. It's very devoted. I mean, it all depends. When you are dating people, I always say this: ask for their birthday and birth time. Run their birth chart in a calculator. Look at what they have in their fifth house, their seventh house, maybe that's relationships, partnerships. Their eighth house, that's intimacy. Look for Mars, Pluto type of things in those houses. That will tell you a lot about the person, because I'll just tell you this: most Sagittarius are some hoes. And guess what? Sometimes they will even marry a hoe themselves, because they don't care about nothing. Sagittarius don't care about nothing. You can be like, the sky is falling, and they be like, huh? They don't care about anything. And like you could tell them, I'm messing with my hair, y'all. I just came out of braids, so, and this, I don't really, my curls are back, but they ain't really trained yet, so I'm just messing with it. But yeah, you could tell them that their spouse or whatever is cheating on them. They don't care, because 9 times out of 10 they cheating too. They just don't care. They don't care about any of that, to be honest. They're not easily offended. They just don't care about stuff like that. They're not going to try to chase. They're not your phone checkers. They're not like Taurus. Taurus will check your phone. But Sagittarius, they don't care. They don't care about all of that. They're not doing all that. They're not wasting their time with that. They're too busy trying to seek knowledge, travel and adventure, and have fun. And all the rest of that stuff, they don't really care about. So if you're a Sagittarius or you know a Sagittarius and you think that I have missed something, feel free to comment below. Bye.